I'm here in New York today at Julie Reed's shop, beautiful shop on Broadway. Reunited with my beloved Pablo, my cello that was away from me for quite a few months for some work. And I'm very excited to just get it now, look at it, see how beautiful it is, shining and ready to be played. And I'm just happy to have it back in my hands.
To hear it again.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. Thanks
How
for
are
coming.
you? Well, my goodness, how could I not? I have to say that I'm so happy to see this instrument. It's now really in its best times. Come, Julie, sit next to me.
Okay.
Because, it had been not silent. The maestro had played the cello and then it rested for a while. But several cellists played it. And it was always brought back to be revised to make sure everything is okay. But of course, you have to, I guess, do something every 75 years.
Yes, yes, of course. Yeah.
Also the question of the technology now that you can do such things.
Yes.
Could you do that? I mean, open these instruments, just to see how they are?
People did.
Yeah.
And, Hills were very famous. They did
Yes,
some
yes.
fabulous repairs that were back in the 1800s, but they were making like forms out of wood and chuck fitting a form to the top. and
That
things
was
like
probably in extremis when some
Yes,
instrument was really...
It would only warrant itself for
Yeah.
a very fantastic instrument
Yeah.
like this, of
Yeah.
course. But
It's
nowadays you can
difficult.
use
Yes.
plaster casts and you have all kinds of
So
things.
I'm so very glad it was time to
Yeah.
really
Yes.
do everything to clean it up and to
Yes.
revise everything. And I'm very happy because, it has to live.
It has to keep living.
It has to live and it has to sound because it does have, I don't know, maybe it's because my ear is so used to it, but it does have a personal sound. Different and beautiful and very direct. You know how some instruments have an excess vibration. I don't know, from the audience.
Well, like Julie said before you came,
Yes.
I played a little bit and he said that you
Yeah,
feel
you
it in
get
your
like
stomach.
you get this.
Yes,
all of
and-
a sudden in
yeah.
your gut right here.
Yes, you get it. It has a sound that if it's well produced, it goes right there.
Yeah.
It doesn't get
Right.
diffused.
Right.
And
You
that's
rarely
something-
get that feeling. 'Cause
Yeah.
I adjust a lot of cellos, and I don't get that feeling. I mean, all of a sudden it's just like, whoop.
Yes. It's and of course it's who plays it too.
Of course, yeah,
That's
yeah.
a lot to
That's
do.
it, that's
But
The
but
player
even
has
so,
to learn how not to disturb it.
no, the player has to know how to make the
How to
the
make
best
it, yeah.
use of your tools. So that's it. That's
Right.
in everything. So I am really very delighted, and I'm very delighted that you, Amit, were the sort of center of this whole thing because you know you were going to play it, and I said, well, it should be really looked at, and that's how this whole thing happened. So I have to thank both of you.
Well, thank
To-
you for being brave to do it.
Exactly.
Well, yes,
it takes a big
it's-
leap of faith.
Sounds very
Yeah,
beautiful.
It's just
Yeah.
so
Beautiful.
even throughout.
Bravo
you know?
to you.
Well, it was.
Yeah. Yes. You know, it's
It's a wonderful cello.
Yeah.
it really is, and it has a good cellos always sound good, but this one has, at least I recognize it.
Human.
I recognize its sound.